Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're here with Sinead, aka Siin Ciity. So in today's video, I was basically woke up, so don't watch how I look, and was trying to figure out what I should do with my hair next. I then thought that I would try out the box braid method with elastic bands. This is the finished look, so stay tuned. So the tools that you'll need will be a wide tooth comb, a rat tail comb, some hair, and elastic bands. The pack of elastic bands that I got was a mixed pack of black bands and clear elastic bands. So at the moment I'm just taking out the braids that I slept in overnight just to kind of keep my hair nice and soft, and then we're going to jump right into how the look is achieved. So now my braids are all out, I just need to do a quick brush through. So I got the wide tooth comb starting at the ends and working my way to the roots, just making sure that it was brushed out and there was no knots or tangles. Initially on doing this style I was going to go in with the triangle parting, but then decided that it was probably just easier for myself doing this the first time on my own head to just do the standard box braids. So when you're parting your hair, you need to be really careful and make sure that you've got enough thickness going into the bands, because trying to get an elastic band out of your hair once it's in is just a nuisance, so you just don't want to do that, and it also will tangle in your hair and can cause breakage and split ends. So you need to make sure that where you are placing the elastic band is where it's going to stay, and also make sure that you've got enough thickness in there. You can figure out how much thickness you want. It just depends on how much box braids you want on your hair, and the style that you're going for and trying to achieve. As you can see, I reverted back to the original style of the square box braid parting method, and I just completed that same step onto the other side of my head, making sure that the parting thickness was the same throughout, so that I get the consistency, and when it's complete the squares all look the same and it all looks nice when it's finished. This is all the elastic bands in my hair at the minute, so I did section by section as I said, just making sure that it was full and thick. So now we're going to start with actually one elastic band came undone. It must have broke when I was attempting to put in the hair, so I'm just adding that one in now really quickly. So we're now going to go into the braiding hair. The thickness of hair that you will require will depend on how many squares that you have to each section of your head. I had, I think, around 7 to 8 squares per section, so I went in for a 1 centimeter thickness. If you have less sections, then you might want to go in for a thicker thickness, and if you have more sections, then you may want to go in for a smaller thickness. What you then will do is add the hair to your hair, and then underneath you will loop it, and that will anchor the hair to your head, and then essentially you'll begin to braid. Don't worry, I tried to film this as best as I could for you, and I'm going to repeat it now. So you add the hair, you then loop the hair underneath. In looping this underneath, this will create an anchor, like I said. You'll then bring your middle bit of hair through to the middle, and then begin to braid. As you begin to braid down, you need to make sure that you're kind of sharing hair, because obviously my hair isn't as long as the adding braiding hair, so you need to make sure that you're adding in the hair as you go down so that the braid will reach the bottom. So as I was braiding, I realised that I may not have shared the hair as evenly as I might have liked, so therefore I got a little bit of a bump. This was something that really annoyed me, so you'll probably see, if I don't edit it out, that I actually went back in and redid this braid just because I didn't like the overall aesthetic of it. It was really bugging me that I didn't share the hair out evenly. But this is pretty much the steps in the process to how I got the look. You just want to basically repeat it on every step and stage of your hair, making sure that you're sharing the hair evenly, and then you're doing the same method on hooking it on. The hooking on part is the key, because if you don't hook it on properly and it's not tight, then your braids won't last as long, and obviously will become loose and come out. So you just need to make sure that you've got that bit knuckled down, and once you've got that knuckled down, you'll be able to do the rest of your hair easily. So after I completed the second braid and that came out super nice, I then went back into the first braid up to the little bump bit and just redid the braid on that, making sure that I distributed the hair evenly, and also making sure that I was keeping the hair the same way and not twisting it as I was going down, because again that will ruin the whole aesthetic that you're trying to achieve with the braids all looking seamless and cohesive together. So I completed the first half of my head, and now I was just working on the second half, ensuring that I did the exact same thing, making sure that the thickness of the braids was the same, and then just began working on the rest of my hair. This whole process didn't take too long. In total, I'd say that in braiding all the hair in, it maybe took about an hour and a half, and then the parting probably took maybe like half an hour to 45, just because I was making sure that I was getting everything evenly shared. This was also my first time trying out the elastic band box braid method. I really like the method. I think it's really easy, especially if you're trying to do your hair yourself, because essentially all the hair is in its own little section. So when you're adding and hooking on the additional hair, it's just really easy to do that. I think maybe in going back next time, I will probably be a little bit quicker because I know what I'm doing. And something else that maybe took a little bit longer for me was that I would do braids and I would look at them and be like, I don't like this as much. So I would go back in and redo them, or sometimes I'd be plaiting down quite far to the end because I realised that I wanted the hair to kind of reach a certain length. So the longer the hair is probably gonna also add in some time there as well. And boom, my hair is done, guys. Literally, it took a little while, but it is done. I went in and trimmed the ends off, making sure that it was all the same length all around. And then to seal and lock in the braids so that they don't come undone, you need to add them to boiling hot water, the ends, and then just leave them in the hot water for a little bit and then dry the ends. You want to make sure that you don't get the water too high on your hair, because if it touches your natural hair, you know what's going to happen, guys. It's going to frizz out. So to keep it looking fresh and seamless, don't go in too high with the water. And this is it. This is the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and let me know if any of you have tried this method before, or if you're going to try it out after watching this. I'd be really interested to know. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, like, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.